Any other question?
Is there anyone from the panelists list that would like to speak right now? You can unmute your microphone and ask a question. And
hello, Rick. This is Tommy from Texas. Can I do my quick question now?
What do you think, Mr. Keshe? Do we want to keep on topic here, or are we open to some other?
If it's that important to you, yes, why not?
Yeah, it is. I've been spending a lot of money and time on this, so I wanted to get this down. And I think you can answer this quickly. I'm going to try to share my screen. I have 3 pictures. And let's see. Can you see my setup?
Yes.
Okay, we have 3 glass vases, 8 inches tall, 2 inches wide, filled with salt water. The elements, copper and zinc, are pure. On the left side, on the outside of each vase, is a nano-coated copper plate. Inside the vase hangs the zinc plates, and there are no wire connections to the nano-coated copper plates. And now if we go to the second picture, I'm going to show you the Gans. As you can see, I'm getting a white fluffy Gans. And then there is a third picture, and I have a question. This picture was taken off the golden age of Gans. It shows 2 test tubes, and it's somebody's idea of what pure CO2 Gans looks like and pure zinc oxide Gans looks like. Can I show that picture?
Please.
Okay, you see the CO2 Gans looks somewhat translucent, and the zinc oxide Gans looks very fluffy and white. So if you look at my Gans, it looks very fluffy and white. My knowledge says that that setup should be creating pure CO2 Gans.
Your setup still produces CO2 gas.
Yes, but is it?
Yes. It's
Is
just by the color, you don't go what is there. Depends what kind of zinc you have, what conditions you created. One of the doctors in the doctor team, which we teach on Wednesdays, produces more or less the same kind of thing, and in conjunction with kind of fruit in South America, she uses for helping her patients without any connection with copper oxide out or the zinc plate out.
Would you say that I have made pure CO2 Gans here?
More or less, yes.
Okay, and a question has come up several times.
But the question is, what are you going to do with it?
Many things.
I hope it's positive.
And I'm also training 20 different people, so I had to get this right. You made me forget my question.
Yeah, but the thing is, do a reverse test. Put the nano-coated copper inside and put the zinc outside. See what you get.
Well, I'm trying not to nano-coat 15,000 plates every 2 days, so that's why I wanted the nano-coating on the outside. If you're happy, I have CO2.
What do you mean? Stop. What do you mean by 15,000 plates?
Well, there's a big issue on nano-coating plates. A lot of people say their nano-coating comes off after a couple of days. Some people say their plates are indestructible. I don't know what the truth is, but if it's on the outside, then I don't care because the nano-coating is not going to come off.
Why do you want to make 15,000 of them?
I need to make a lot for myself, and I'm training a lot of other people, and I'm giving some of it away. So, like I said, I'm trying to educate a lot of people, and I want to get this straight, so I tell them the right things.
Yes, but try the other way around too. And then you will see, because with what you put in there as a zinc, partially you have zinc oxide in it as well.
Okay, but predominantly CO2?
Depends on the size of the opening on top of your bottle.
Okay, I'm going to put bubblers in there too. I'm going to be feeding air into it.
I was suggesting to Armin, one of the easiest way to make CO2 is to buy yourself these gas cylinders of CO2 you use at home for making fizzy drinks.
Yeah.
and releases it slowly into the system, but it's already CO2, but you need a carbon gas. Gas of carbon is not very easy to buy. When I asked for it in Tehran from the Iranian officials, they said, "You're crazy. What do you want to do with it?" I said, "You will understand when I use it."
Yeah, I already have a tank, but I thought the big thing was getting the oxygen into the water to combine with the plasmatic
Yes,
carbon.
but the thing is, if you're looking for a speed up process, it's no use putting oxygen there when you don't have enough carbon.
I thought the carbon was a matter of plasmatic fields between the copper and zinc plates joining.
But how much can you pull from the small opening on the top of your system? Very little.
Well, I've got a big compressor, and I'm going to be pushing a lot of oxygen, a lot of air into this water.
Yes, but you need the carbon fields or carbon in the atmosphere around you to create it, to be able to do it.
Okay, I didn't know.
No oxygen, but you need to create a condition of the carbon presence too, that you can make a gas of it.
Okay, I already have a CO2 tank. I'll try to work on that. But you're happy that
Try to work on the carbon, not the CO2.
not the oxygen, not the
No,
oxygen.
because then you'd have to change the atomic carbon into the what do you call it? The gas of carbon. It can be done. It's very easy to be done, but you're trying to make a CO2 into a gas. Try it and see what happens. Maybe the condition you create is right for it. You see, you're never wrong till you don't try. We don't know. Try
Okay.
it, let us know, educate us.
Okay. Would you say that I'm producing quantity sufficient of CO2 GANs at this second?
You need to do. You need to understand. Test it. It's very easy to test if you're creating carbon, CO2, or zinc oxide. Drink
What's that?
the gas water of it, and you see how you feel.
Okay.
It's very easy. You are a test tube, because if you both are part of the structure of your body. If you produce zinc oxide and it is zinc oxide, you think, in drinking it, you'll find peaceful condition. You become the meter. If you produce a CO2, you'll find different interaction with the environment as not so much peaceful, but a lot of energy, a lot of concentration.
Good. Okay. Well, thanks for answering my question.
You're quite welcome. Thank you for carrying on the technology.
Can I add something in here? I've been making the pure CO2 and zinc. What you're making there is a zinc combination with CO2. If you want to make this pure CO2, the zinc needs to be not touching the water. And you can look at your zinc plates to see if it's coming off.
So put the zinc on the outside.
Yeah. I have mine in really thin plastic bags in large, but my container is about 2 feet long and a foot wide.
And you're not worried about the filtering the fields through the plastic?
No, it just slows down the process. The CO2 takes a lot longer to produce.
Great.
This is what we suggested some time ago, and that's what Brad does. If you put your plates totally outside, what you produce inside 100% is CO2.
Great. That's the answer.
Thank you very much. But you have to measure. It depends what you have, what the glass is composed of, what the plastic container is composed of.
Okay.
It'll be interesting if you're putting, I never thought this, but maybe somebody has got hold of it, but you can do it a different way. If you put your copper plates nano-coated outside, and you put a zinc plate on the other side, you're trying to transfer the fields of the zinc. If you're using fields or plates outside the zone with the water inside, or you don't even need the water is a media for you to get a confirmation of it. Can I have my white screen back, please? Can you stop sharing that I can have my white screen back? You see, I touched on this very early teachings, and nobody picked on it because, as I say, Armand wrote me something very nice. He said, you have a patience of the universe and not the patience of the elephant. You wait till things happen. You don't mind. So if this is your container and you put your copper oxides nano-coated, and you put a zinc on the other side, the whole purpose is to produce a field of carbon. When you are outside, why don't you nanocoat your zinc plates too? Because now the field of nanocoat goes further than the matter state. And you still get the same rate of production, even more. If you're in water, yes, okay, put your zinc and a copper. But if you do it outside, I mentioned this in one of the teachings, and nobody picked on it, and I repeated it a couple of times, nobody understood, and that's how it was left. Because now the matter state has a field to here. The zinc state of nanomaterial has here. Why don't you get nano-coated copper and zinc nano-coated or the GANs and put it in the water? You still create carbon. You still will create CO2. But with a stronger field, because this is the beauty of this technology. You haven't changed the material on your plate. It's the same plate. But by making the GANs of it or nanomaterial of it, matter state field is this much from the plate. Nano is this much. When you have a GANs, is this much. This is what I tell you, the technology, the knowledge has become a spoon-fed knowledge, and this is, I feed when I want, so I'm in charge. But this is wrong, because you have to be in charge. You have to extend the knowledge. You've seen this. I talked about this even a couple of weeks ago. Go back on the knowledge. Go back on what was taught. Add to the knowledge or understand the knowledge correctly. Let's expand on this. Now we are here. I was talking about this with Caroline last night, or last night. She was asking me the question, what is that? I said, oh, now I understand. This is the repetition of the lesson to Caroline last night on the dinner table. You have a plate. Up to now, you put the plates inside. This is what you've done. And you created CO2. Some of you did a little bit to go further. This is the problem with you lot. Don't go little, go all the way. If you understand it, you go all the way. If you don't understand it, you go little. See, let others make mistakes. You already made a mistake. You joined the Keshe Foundation, so make all the mistakes all the way through. So you put in there, you're happy, you put your zinc plate inside, and you're nano-coated because you don't want to lose your nano-coating in it. So it means you haven't understood the totality of the knowledge. You're working with a field plasma. We call it the field plasma technology. So go back to what the others did if you don't feel safe. Orange, zinc oxide, copper oxide, CH3, and give me a color, amino acid. What you did, you filled up with water, you drank it. Oh yes, it tastes like an orange, it feels like an orange, and I feel good. So why can't you translate the knowledge across? If you could bring the feel and the taste of the orange here by putting the ganses outside, how far are we from the technology understanding? Now, do the same with your zinc. Put your zinc outside, GANs of it, put your nano-coated GANs of the copper, you still make the field of carbon. You make a pure CO2. Massive amount. You don't need to be inside it. But you still have one dilemma, because you can't say they can't be there. you put it in the water to see it at the bottom. But we moved from this. This is last century teaching. 3 months ago in Keshe Foundation is like 1,000 years evolution of the man understanding. This is from 1,000 years ago, donkey time. We have moved to field technology. You still have a Gans. You understood that much. You have your Ganses there. You have created a field. So in this space, there is a field of the copper without oxidization. You put the water in, now you have a copper. If you can convert this field, you will receive a pure diamond. I spoke how to make crystals. You never listened. It's the repetition. Put the water in there, you want CO2, you get CO2. Extend the knowledge further. I want to know how many of you will do this. You made the orange juice water, put the orange here, and now do the reverse. And try to breathe from the environment on the top. And see if you feel the taste of the orange, the energy of the orange. The answer is yes, before you try. But try it because you want to be convinced. Show me I believe it, because you don't even trust in the knowledge you carried. We entered from the plasma into field. We haven't changed the knowledge. It's the same. When you took the water, you drank it, you already entered the field plasma technology. But you need the water to confirm it. If you put the orange on the top of it without any water and breathe through it or walk in that space, you'll be literally, what can I say, swimming in the field of the oranges. You'll be orange in color as well if you want to stay along with them. Because you haven't understood one part of it. The part I explained many times. Vertical people are the same as horizontal people. And then they're all made of amino acid. That's why smell of orange, taste of orange, body of the orange is an amino acid which you have created the balance for it, and it's trying to create a field balance. That's how you brought it here. This is what I was teaching yesterday to the doctors. Maybe you can understand, maybe we can teach you understand a little bit of it, but I'm sure you understand a lot of it. You had the orange, you had the fields, but you had to have a water to confirm you're right, because with the man has to see it to believe it. That's why we never believe anybody who says, I love you, because there is no bucket to show the size of the love. You have a system. You have a burned hand. You put amino acid, you put the zinc, you put the CH3, you put copper oxide, and a couple of other things if you understand it. You put the perfect hand, which hasn't been burned. You transfer the energy of here. You bring the burned hand and put it back up. The energy will heal you in no time. You have brought the replication of the totality of the structure into the plasma. Field plasma technology is far beyond the understanding of the man. You have a pain, you have a burn, because it's there. In the teachings I explained, use 3 different layers. Past few days I taught this again and again. But you have to see the water to be able to do it. Then I believe it. Man has been made scared of his own shadow in accepting a new knowledge, because then they can't control it. And it's done nothing but by the church. and the religion. And in the space, there is no religion, and there is no church and mosques. Try it. This is what's called the field technology. I brought you in through, you checked, you're happy you have a Gans, now become magicians. What do we call them? The people who played with chemicals and elements, they're called
Alchemist.
Now you become plasmacist. Play with the field of plasma. This is what the universe is made of. The fields of the universe arrives here, becomes you and me, the dog and the rest. Otherwise, it wasn't here. You have to create a condition of it. You have to understand the totality of it, because that's why you're not sure. Somebody else has shown that color. Mine is a slightly different color. Am I right? Of course you are. Lack of confidence is by taking the confidence. And so what they've done to you, peer review. One of the things I think is going to be done in the new generation is to take PSVK out of the circulation, because it's become another peer review system which is built in by the same people. Another means of control, because they give you enough that they can control and what you can have. I will not donate a single cent to this organization because it's another structure of mind control. Better shot than you going around the internet reading everyone's work, and then you take from them what you think according to you is correct. Not for people to take you out. It's very strange. You put my name on internet, on PSWiki, I'm a criminal. You put me on Wikipedia, I don't exist. There is no such a creature on this planet called Keshe. I was there a few months ago till we opened the hand of PSWiki and the brother went with the sister. And then the Brew Circle came into operation. These are means of control. So go on the internet, read everything. You become your own level of understanding. You're all sitting on the computer. Put my name on Mehran Tavakoli Keshe on Wikipedia. I do not exist. 6, 7 times people have tried it. They wipe it out because they learn, then they can't control. Then you go on a Facebook, put my name, international public figure. Which one do we believe in? And when we showed, PSWiki went on us being this and that, and now PSWiki is spending 25 years as a controller of other things in prison. So we are correct. The term goes. Extend the knowledge. Don't be afraid of learning something more or trying further. Because when you're the last man standing in a space, there is no references. You don't want to peer review anything because you have nothing else to peer review in your own life. Understand the technology is so beautiful. It's the essence of the creation in every shape and form. Listen to the tape, what we play every day we start is beyond the understanding of the man. Now you see the knowledge is there, has been there from the beginning. You don't get a CO2, you don't get a feel of it. Make a house, make a room, walk in it. What did we teach about space travel in the past couple of weeks? It's no different. As I said, teaching is complete. It's you who's got to start manipulating. But the problem is lack of confidence. Because they've taken that away from you, that's how they can manage to control you. Have confidence in what you do. There is nothing wrong, because instead of making CO2, you make zinc and CO2. So this is what it is. What does it give me? What can I use it? How can I use it? How better I can use it? That's all it is. Have confidence in what you do, because they've taken the confidence from you. The first thing they do, has it been peer reviewed? You tell them, are you thieves or are you one of them? You want to control me. You've done it, you've gone that far, you want to teach it. Let them feel it's out of magic, out of air. They breathe the air which is nothing in it, and they walk out without a cancer. This morning, we were supposed to have a presentation by a man who spent the life, past few months, to create a gallon of water to help his wife out of a lung cancer. Now, he tells us there are some signs of it or whatever on the lung, and they don't think there's any more cancer. We know by the scan. But the wife, instead of appreciating what the knowledge has given and the life of the husband spent to support it, no, I don't want to be shown or to be known. Madam, the knowledge saved your life. It means you have not trust in your husband. That's all it is. The knowledge he brought, the time he went to the sea to make the gans of the sea for you to survive, you share life with the other mothers who have children. You should be proud to be shown that another mother with children with a lung cancer can be there to serve and be a mother to the children to come, not to be in the grave. Shame on humanity. Use it and then abuse it. This is the problem. This is where we go wrong. I'm okay, Jack. As we say in English, screw the others. You use the technology to save your life. A man gave his time. You should be proud to be, at least if you save a child, one child having a mother not dying of lung cancer, has no problem. This is what I discussed with the Chinese yesterday. Chinese community is developing so much, but we saw what happened with the mayhem, with the red circle creating in China and his hands, and now we are cleaning it up. Chinese community will shine like a star, the same as Africans. We have the videos or pictures of the process of the woman who's been saved, partially or whatever, by the plasma technology from lung cancer. We can't show it because she's upset that her name or picture is used. Shame on humanity. Where a child dies in next few months, where it can be saved, the others get the courage to be there to help the other children, to keep their mothers, and the mothers to keep their children from lung cancer. Shame to be called human.